The next topic which is coming up over here is the dashboard. This is from where we need to start off today. So what is a dashboard? A dashboard is a collection of worksheets. As in, you can see in Tableau, we cannot create more than one chart on a one page. On one sheet, only one chart, but using dashboard, we can put multiple visuals on the same page. So let us create a dashboard. Okay. I'm getting connected to the data source, and here I have connected. And to create a dashboard, first of all, I need to have some worksheets. So we will be creating few worksheets over here. So let me take the sales on the basis of category. Let's make it as an entire view, sorting, labeling, and putting the category into the color. I don't want this card, so I'm removing this card from here. Let me name it as category. Let's take another one where I would like to display the sales on the basis of subcategory. Putting the category into the color, making it as a horizontal bar chart. I am randomly creating few visuals. No specific reasons behind creating this visuals. All right, and I don't want this card. I am removing this card as well. Okay, let me take the sales on the basis of order date. Let me put the category into the color. Let's make it as an entire view, and that's it. I would like to put category into the label, and I am removing the card from here. Let me name it as year. Let us take another one where we would like to display the sales on the basis of segment, putting the segment into the color and sales into the size, making it as an entire view, putting the segment into the label and sales also into the label, putting the sales as quick table calculation and percentage of total. And I would also like to take category over here, and let's sort it. Let's make the this percentages with respect to the overall. So I want it with respect to the segment. So I will be using compute using over here, compute using segment. Here it is. Now I am getting the appropriate. I don't need this card. I am removing this card. From the day one, I told you always remove the unwanted cards. So let me say segment. Let me take one more sales on the basis of region. Putting the region into the color, and instead of automatic, let me make it as a pie and sales into the angle. Putting the region into the label and sales also into the label, and making it as quick table calculation and percentage of total. And I will also like to take the category. Let me make it as a horizontal entire. Hmm. Yes, this is also fine. Let me name it as region. Let us take one more. I would like to take the statewide sales. So I have taken the state. Let me put the state in the label, sales into the label, sales into the color. Let me display the sales as quick table calculation and percentage of total. Hmm. This is it. Let me name it as a state. Right. So I have created 6 sheets over here. Now you know this is the first icon is of create a new sheet. If you want to run new work dashboard, you can click over here and you will be getting a dashboard. And once you come to the dashboard, all the sheets which you have in your workbook will be appearing over here. Okay, so whichever sheet you want, you can add it to your dashboard. For an example, you can drag and drop, right? Or you can also double click over here. It will automatically take the space. See, I'm able to put the multiple visuals on the same page and my dashboard is ready. Here it goes. How does the dashboard looks? Is it looking nice?
No.
No, not really. Absolutely. It is not looking nice and presentable. Why? Because it seems that all the visuals are collected in the center of the screen and the left and right screen is lying vacant over here. So first of all, we will resolve this issue. So this is because of the size. The first thing you have to remember when you come to the dashboard is making the size as automatic. Always do that. Make the size automatic and now look at the visual. Is it comparatively better?
Yeah, better.
Yes.
Slightly, but it's still not presentable. So we have to do some adjustments over here. So we can, this is the automatically, you keep on adding the charts, adding the visual, and it will automatically take the space. Now I will give them the appropriate space. Let me put it over here, or I would like to, yep, this looks better. I would like to put category over here on the top, bottom. Okay, let it be over here only. Let me try to put it over here. Yes, let me try to put the ear over here. And let me try to put now the category. It is not coming. Oh. Can you see these cards? Now, I hope now you will understand that why I ask you to remove the unwanted card, because it will unnecessarily trouble you when you are creating the dashboard. So I can also remove it from here. So if I would have not removed the cards from the respective sheets, here I would be having number of cards to be removed. So to make it more convenient, I have done it like this. Here it goes. How is it? Better?
Yeah, better.
uh, Presentable, right? So you can see you have put in the various things over here, like state, sales, state wise, year wise, category, subcategory, region, segment and category, and the region wise bifurcation over here. All right. And if you want the title of the dashboard, at the bottom you will see show dashboard title. It is appearing over here. You can give it some appropriate name by double clicking on it, and I will say superstore sales summary. Right? So you can do whatever formatting you want over here, and here it is. Right? Now you can also see, if you feel like that these titles of the individual sheet is taking unnecessary space over here, so we can remove it over here. I can right click over here and say hide title, because in the dashboard we have space constraints. Okay, so let me hide this, hide. Wherever you feel like it is not required, you can hide that. And I think it could be better adjusted over here, and this will be better over here. Yes, here it goes. And here is your visual. Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, now, Okay, let's try to make this visual interactive. So what can I do? I can select any of the visuals. Let me take this one, the category. I can click on this drop down arrow and you will see there is an option called filters, and I want it to filter on the basis of category. Say okay. Now you are getting a filter on the category, and let's see what happens. Now you select, suppose, furniture and technology. See your observe, what is your observation over here? I will remove the furniture. What is your observation? Can anybody tell me what are you seeing over here? Whatever I am making the changes to the filter, it is impacting only the visual on the basis of which we have created the filter. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, but we do not want that. We want this filter to be interactive to the entire dashboard. So what we will do, we will go over here, click on this drop down arrow, and we will say apply to worksheets, and you will see all using this data. Here it is. Now see, now you remove this. Now you remove furniture. The visual is talking only about the technology category. It is talking about furniture and technology, only furniture, everything. Right, can you see it is interactive to all?
Yes.
Everywhere you can see the changes in the values. Okay, if we talk about furniture, the contribution of California is 21%, but if you see overall the contribution is 19%. Here it is. So this becomes the interactive. Okay, one more point to be noted over here, because here on the dashboard space is a constraint. So if you see, around 10% of the entire screen area has been utilized by this filter. So I don't want this thing. So I can click on this drop down arrow, and here is the utilization of the advanced filter which we have talked about initially. So let me take a single value slider and let me put it at the bottom. Here it is. Here it goes. Now see. Now it will be much more impactful, and you can see you are talking about furniture, office supplies, technology, or if you wanted to talk about all, here it goes. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, here it is. Now, another thing over here is, you see there are the different dashboard objects. These are the various objects which can be put it onto your dashboard. So let's talk about each of this object one by one. The first object is this text. Now you wanted to put some text anywhere, you can put a text, suppose here, and you can say anything you wanted to write about this. So I will say interactive dashboard by afternoon batch. You can make it bold, you can do whatever formatting you want, say okay. Here it goes. So you have put in a text over here. So this is a text object. Then you will see a image object over here. So just take an image, and where do you want to put it? Put. Okay, let me put over here only. Hmm. Now you can put any image over here. If you want your company logo or anything, you can put it over here. So you can say choose. Mm, suppose this I want. Fit image, center image. Apply. Okay. So if you want to have your company logo or something like that, it could be a better option. So at the bottom, you are also getting a company logo. Okay. So text and image. Then we have a download button. So let's put a button also over here. I'm putting a button and you can click on this, say edit button. Now suppose you want to give the user the facility of download. So you can say export to image, PDF, PowerPoint. What do you want? I say I want it as a image. It is a text button. Enter any data. Get it. Hmm. Right. Anything say hmm. Say okay. Here it is. Now you click on this button and here it goes. You can download this. Let me put it onto the dashboard. I say sales sales dashboard. Here it is. You are getting the dashboard in the image format. You can use it anywhere you want. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
So here it is. So this was the third object, text image download. Mm, Let me put one more button over here. This is another button which is known as a navigation button. Mm, And so for this, let me create a worksheet. Correct. Okay, so I have just created one sheet over here. And from the dashboard, we will be navigating to this sheet using the navigation button. You can click on the drop down, edit button, navigate to details. It is a text button. Hmm. Let me take some formatting onto it. Okay, no tooltip. Okay, here it is. Now you see over here, you click on this button, it will take you to the detailed page. Yeah. Hmm. So that was the navigation object, navigation, this. Okay. Then we have web page object. So let's create a dashboard. And again, the first thing which we do in the dashboard is size, making it as automatic. And let me take uh, let me take the state over here. And I don't want this card. I am removing this card. And I will take a web page. Say Google. So you can see that along with your visual, you have also kept in the along with the visual, you have also put in a web page. So if you can put your company web page, any information to show you, I have given a example of a browser, a Google over here. So you can search for something like California, and you will be getting the details about California over here. Okay, so this was the web page. Then we have an object called, okay, first of all, I need to create text image web page, download navigation. Okay, now let's take one more example over here. Let me take, oh, not the sheet. Hmm. The first thing which we do in this is the sale, is the making the size as automatic, and making size automatic. Let me take where it has gone, category sales and the subcategory sales. Now, if you will look that there is no gap between these two visuals. There is no gap between these two visual, and if you want to put some gap between these two visual, there is a blank object. Just put this blank object and you will see a gap over here in this visuals. Okay, 1 second please. Right, so we have created a blank object over here. Okay, so this was the blank object. Let me clear it all. Now let's take one more example. Let me take the category sales, and let me take the subcategory sales. Let me try to put the category over here. Here it is, and I would like to display take a filter over here. I will say filters on the basis of category. Let's see this. Let me check the filter. Yes, it is applicable on both the visuals. But one point to be noted over here, if we see all the area allotted for these visuals, the area allotted for these visual is somewhat constant. Okay, it is constant, which means, like, if you see the screen area, I would say 50-50%. As of now there are 17 subcategories and 50% area has been utilized by this visual. I remove office supplies, they are around 8. I remove technology, they are around 4. No matter how many bars are being displayed, but it is auto always utilizing the screen area 50-50%. You agree with me on this?
Yeah.
Right. But I want this plot area should also be dynamic. My plot area should also be dynamic. Depending on the value I select, it should be automatically adjusted. So let me clear it all, and you will see two alignments over here, vertical and horizontal. Right? So these are the two alignments. I will take the vertical alignment over here. Let me take the category and let me take the subcategory. Let me put it top. Let me say filter. On the basis of category, and it goes. Now you see, now if you will see that the distribution of space, I will say somewhere around 70-30. 70% of the screen area has been utilized by the subcategory and 30% has been utilized by the category chart. Let me remove office supplies, around 50-50%. Let me remove furniture, 70-30. Let's take office supplies and technology, somewhere around 60-40, and so on. So depending on your selection, the area allotted to each chart is also getting changed. This is known as alignments. Okay. Now let's see what is remaining, the extension. So if, as of now, if you have observed that the height of the screen area, height of the plot area is being changed. If you want to change the, as I have taken the vertical alignment, so it depends on the requirement. If you will take the horizontal, the width will be increased or decreased. Right. Let's take another example. I will take one more dashboard over here. The first thing which we do in after going to the dashboard is making the size as automatic. And okay, so what is this? Not the segment over here. I was talking about extension. So let me take the subcategory over here and let us put the extension. Now, what is an extension? Extensions are the add-ins, right? If you are working in Excel and all, you must be aware about add-ins. These are the extra features added into your workbook. Similarly, these extensions are the uh, the visuals provided by different vendors. So if you want, which are not there inbuilt into the Tableau, so if you want to get something outside from the Tableau, you can use this extension. Now if you will click on the extension gallery, it will take you to the gallery page where you will be getting the different type of extensions. Here it is. So you will see a lot of extensions over here. You can say see all and all. So it will give you different type of extensions available, right? So like Mark Logic or something, Salesforce, whatever by, you can see who has created this. So you can, if you want to take anything, like I will say, right, okay, so if you wanted to download any one, you can click over here and it will be a description on this, and you can click on the download button, it will be downloaded. So as of now, I'm not downloading anything because I have already downloaded something for you. So this is an extension gallery. So it will take you to the web page. You click on my extension. So it will take you to the local machine if the extension are there. And the default location of the extensions will be under the document folder, under my Tableau repository, under extension, under my Tableau repository, you will get extensions over here, and here you will be getting the extension. The extension is trex. Let me try one, that is magic tables. I will say open. So this is the extension we are getting. So it is a, this particular extension displays the tabular data. So let me put it over here. I have to configure it. Let me say the worksheet as this. I want the summary data, maximum number of records 100. Hmm. Here it is. So you can see that you are getting the tabular data in a different format over here. So how many entries I want? 25 entries. Right. So these are the, every extension will have a different type of view over here. Right. So these are the various dashboard objects. Now let us see one more thing over here. Oh, sorry. You will see at the bottom there is something known as tiled and floating. So there are two type of layouts over here, tiled and floating, and the default layout is tiled. Okay, now what is tile? Let me take, first thing is size. Let me take the category, let me take the subcategory, let me take the year, let me take the segment. So what you can see, as and when I am taking the visuals, I am taking the different worksheets, the entire, the worksheet is automatically taking the space. The worksheet is automatically taking space. However, uh, just however, if you see that this, it taking the space automatically, that is the, that is known as styling. Compared to the tiles, just like in home you have tiles, floor tiles, wall tiles you have, right? Just like we have the we see the tiles around, so the word tile has been taken from there because it is automatically taking the screen area. Now let me remove this and I will take the floating over here. Let me take, see what happens. I will take category, subcategory, year, segment, region, state, whatever I will take. It is not taking, it is the floating. You can keep it anywhere you want. You can resize it as per your requirement. You can remove whatever you don't want. Okay, so this is a floating layout. Let's try it. Let's take this dashboard title as well. Let me So here you have to adjust everything manually. It's a one-time effort which we have to put in. Me- Here it is. Let me reduce the size of this. Yep. Here it goes. So either you can keep it as a floating or you can keep it as a tiled. If you want more control, take it as a floating. If you want to make more easily, you can take it as a tile, depending on your requirement. Am I clear on these? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
nice. Okay. Now, if you remember in the first session, I told you, in first session, I told you that in Tableau, you can make device responsive visuals. Remember, device responsive visuals, that which will be uh, depending on the device the user opens, the visual will be adjusted accordingly. If a person is opening on a phone or on a tablet or on a laptop, it will be automatically adjusted. So here we will see how to create the device responsive visual. Now this is your visual and you wanted to make it device responsive. So what you can do, there is an option called device preview. You will go to the device preview and you click on this drop down. Here you will be getting default, desktop, tablet, phone. So let me take a phone and here it goes. So as of now, if a person opens this dashboard on a phone, he will be getting this type of layout where your viewer has to scroll a lot to get all the visuals. In on one screen, he will not be able to see the entire thing. So what we will do, we will design it. And you can also select, if you know that your target, most of your target audience have this type of phone, or if you want to take it some generic, something like that. So you can select from here. Let's take iPhone 7 plus, not plus. Let's take this. This is a decent one. Okay. All right. Now I wanted to adjust it. So you just double click on it and say, okay, and you will see an option called fit all. See what happens. Here it goes. So everything has been adjusted into one single screen, but of no use. Correct? No information can be interpreted from this. So we have to adjust it. It will be a one-time effort for us. So let's take this. Let me put it over here. Let me make it like this. Oh, it's very thin. Let me take this and I will put it onto the top. Hmm. Okay, the title. Mhm. On this, I don't want these buttons, for an example, on the phone. I don't want to take the buttons on the phone. Even I don't want these things. Let me put the at the bottom. Hmm. I don't want the title. This. Hmm. Okay. Supposingly, let's see how does it looks. Better? Still the person can get information of what the data is saying. Yes or no? And that too on phone also, this visual will be 100% interactive. Okay. So am I clear?
Yeah.
So this is your phone layout. Let's go to the default. See, if you are opening it in on desktop or anything other than the phone, you will be getting this layout. If you will be opening on the phone, you will be getting this layout. And if you want, you can go to the tablet as well. Okay, let me first of all go to the, yeah, it is default only, right? You can go to the tablet and select the tablet over here you want. Let's take iPad Air, and do not forget, before doing anything, first click on add tablet layout, because if you will not click on add tablet layout, whatever changes you will make, it will be done to your original layout. So your original one will be affected. Now you can make any changes in this whichever you want. Supposingly, okay, so this is a tablet. So let's make it a small change. Let me put it over here. Yep. And let's try to put it over here. Hmm. And I would also like to put category over here. Hmm. Now see, this is the layout a person will see when he will open your visual on the tablet. Okay, this is tablet, this is phone, and this is the default layout. If he opens on anything else, this is the layout he will be getting. Nice, isn't it a nice feature?
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so this was the device interactive dashboard. So before I proceed, so we have seen how to create a dashboard. Any sorry, any questions from the dashboard anybody wants it to ask till here? Else we proceed on to the next topic. Anything, anyone? Nothing? Okay. If nothing, then we will proceed further. Here it is. So we talked about the dashboard. We talked about the dashboard object like text, image, web page, blank, navigation, download, extension, and the alignments. Right? We have seen the formatting of the dashboards. We have seen the tile and the floating sheets, vertical and horizontal alignment, dashboard titles. Now we have dashboard actions. Do you remember we talked about actions initially?
Yes, we had.
Right. Can you name any of the action you remember?
Set action, parameter action.
Set action, parameter action. Very nice. Now, all those actions are available over here once again. But at that point of time, we have done the actions on the worksheet, and this time we will see the action on dashboard. Okay, so let's do that. Sorry. So we are talking about the dashboard action. I have this, I have this. Right. So let me create a dashboard. I will create another dashboard. What the first thing which we do when we get into the dashboard? First thing which we do when we get into the dashboard?
Make size automatic.
Yes, make size automatic. Do not forget it. Automatic. And let me take the category and let me take, oh, it is floating. I don't want this. I will like to go with tiles. Let me take the category and the subcategory over here. Now I will go to the dashboard action. So I will go to the dashboard. I will say action, add action. You will see same action, filter, highlight, URL, sheet, parameter, set. Take the first one, filter. Now the source. Source is the category and the target is the subcategory. On select, I want to filter. Say OK and OK. Now see what happens. Let me click on technology. Here it goes. Furniture, office supplies. Click outside. So this makes your visual more interactive. Like you can take, if you remember when we have done the same action within the worksheet, when we click on a particular category, it will take us to the another sheet. But here it is more interactive. Supposingly you are giving a presentation, you are talking about the technology, saying the technology is the category which has given us the maximum sales, and in technology phones has contributed the max. If we talk about furniture, the contribution of the chair is maximum in furniture, and in office supplies storage has generated the maximum sales, right? So see, your visual is going with your words. That is more interactive, more dynamic, more impactful. Correct? Right. So that is action filter. Action filter. Let's take another dashboard, and here I will once again take the same visuals, the category and the subcategory. So I will take the category sales and the subcategory sales. I will go to the dashboard actions. Now here, instead of taking the filter, I will take a highlight over here, where I will say category as the source and target as the subcategory. I would like to take hover over here, and I wanted to highlight the selected field, that is the category. Say OK and OK. Here it is. Now see what happens. Now you move your pointer. Again, if you remember this action when we have done in the worksheet, it doesn't looks to be very much impactful. Reason being, it doesn't look to be very much impactful because when we were clicking on, when we are moving the pointer on a particular category, nothing was happening. We have to manually move to the next sheet so that we can see that the subcategory of the respective fields has been highlighted. But here again it is more dynamic, so you can see over here. Okay, so this was the action highlight. This is the action highlight. Next, what is next? Dashboard, actions, add action, URL. So let me create another dashboard, that is remember the action URL we have done in the worksheet? Anyone? What we were doing in that? What
Click
have
on
we?
any region and it opens a web page.
Right. When we click on a particular state, we have been taken to the details page of that particular state on the browser. So let me take the state over here, and I would like to put a web page over here, and I will say google.com, say okay. And I don't want this card over here, so I'm removing the card. Yeah, the percentage is okay. No thanks. Now let me do it like this. Here it is. Let me take this address. I will go to the dashboard, action, add action, go to URL. The URL is this, and I will say select over here, say okay, and okay. Now you click on California. I'm getting the details of California. Now I have not been redirected to any other page, any browser, but I am getting the information within my dashboard, within the same screen, which makes it more impactful. But now, if you remember there, what we have done, that if we click on a particular state, we will be getting the details of that respective state. So the same concept we will apply over here and see how our visual will be more impactful. We will go to the dashboard, action, hyperlink, edit. Instead of California, what I will take, I will click on this drop down, and I will take a state from here, say okay and okay. Now you click. Okay. Right. So you can see the more interactive feature in your dashboard over here, more impactful. Now let's say another one. Another one is go to sheet action. So which one is there? Go to sheet. So for an example, let me put on action highlight one. I will add, you can put multiple actions in the same dashboard. So I'm putting, that's the reason I'm putting it over here. I will go to the dashboard. I will say actions, add actions, and I will say go to sheet. Now the source is, I will say subcategory, and the target sheet is details page. On, let's time, this time I will take menu over here, say okay and okay. On hover, now see when I'm moving, the hover action is working, action highlight is working. Now if I click on any of these, I will be getting a menu. You click on this menu and you will be taken to the worksheet. Clear? So this is go to sheet action. Okay, the next action which we have over here, let's check which is the next. Next is the parameter action. Okay, so for parameter, let us take one more example. I would like to take a sheet over here and sales on the basis of category. Let's make it as an entire view, and Okay, right. Let's create this. Let me put the category into the color. Let's sort it. Now, as we are creating a parameter action, what is the requirement? As we are creating a parameter action, we need to have a parameter. So let's create a parameter. Say okay. Now we will create a calculated field. Oh, here it is, and I will put the subcategory. Let me make it as an, oh, sorry. Let me make it as an horizontal bar chart. And I would like to put the subcategory into the details this time. Let me put it into the details, or instead of putting in the detail, let me distribute it over here. And okay, so we have done this. Now we will take, let's see, CAT2. Let's take another one where I would like to take the sales on the basis of, once again, category. Mm, okay, and let me put the category into the color. Let me make it as a pie and putting the sales into the angle. Let's take the angle as quick table calculation, percentage of total entire view. Let me put the category into the label, and what is this I have taken? Sorry, my bad. This and sales, here it is. Sales into the label, and I will put the SC into the detail, and also SC into the label, and I would like to put SC into the color. This is better. Yes. And if I go to cat2, here also let's put the SC into the color. It will give a better view. I don't want this card. I am removing this card, and let me take it as SC, SC2. Now let's create a dashboard. Let's make it as automatic. Let me do the cat2 and SC2. Hmm. Cat2 and SC2. Now we will create a dashboard, action, add action, change parameter, right? Dashboard 9, and the cat2 is the source, this one, and the target is PSC parameter. The field is category, aggregation none, set the value to nothing, on select, okay. Hmm. Now let me click on the technology and see what happens. See, as soon as I clicked on technology, it has been bifurcated on the basis of, let me make it sales. right. I click on furniture, it has been bifurcated. I click on office supplies, it has been bifurcated, and I am getting the bifurcation of it over here and here. Here you are getting the value wise, and here you are getting the percentage wise. Clear? So you can play around with this SC and give a different view to your visual. Example, let me say if I go to this category 2 and let me put the subcategory into the details. What happened? What happened? It has got stuck. Okay, let me put it into the details. Right. Now go to the dashboard. Now you see. You click on furniture, broken down. Office supplies, technology. This is what we are getting. Right. So this is action parameter. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Then let me put it over here. Then the next action which we have over here is a action set. So let's create a visual for that, and I will be creating a new sheet where I will like to take the state sales, state sales, state sales, and uh, as we are talking about the set action, we have to create a set over here, and I am taking all. So if you remember, I am taking the same examples which I have taken in worksheet actions. Why? Because I just wanted to show you the difference. Same thing behaving in a different way in dashboard and in the worksheet. Okay, so this, now we have created a state set. I will create a calculated field. Let me say area sales. I will say if if state set, then sales, and say okay. Now I will put this area sales into the label. Let me display it as a quick table calculation and percentage of total. Let me remove the sales from here, and I will also like to put area sales into the label. And I don't want this card, so I'm removing this card over here. And state 2. Let me take it one more over here. And this time, let me take the sales on the basis of category. And let me make it as a horizontal bar chart. Let's make it as an entire view, sorting, and let me, this is the sales. I will also put the area sales over here as the combined chart. So I'm getting the bars for the sales as well as the area sales. I would like to display the sales into the label and area sales also into the label. Sales and area sales is being displayed over here. Right. Then, so I will name it as cat3. Let me make it as okay. And this time I would like to take the sales on the basis of segment. Let's make it as an entire view. And I will like to take area sales. Where is the area sales? Here. Area sales also as a dual, as a combined chart. Now I will from here putting the measure names into the color. So this is, you already know, I am trying to create a bar in bar chart. Just to give you a different example, I am creating a different type of chart. You can create anything which you want. And I will go to the analysis, stack mark as off. You can go to the measure names and put it into the colors. You can put the measure names into the size. Here it is. So the inner bar represents the area sales and the outer bar represents the actual sales. Okay. Or we can reverse it also. Outer is indicating the area sales and inner is representing the total sales. And if you want, you can display the label as well. Okay, so this is all set. Let me create a dashboard now. First thing is the size to be made automatic. Let me take category, state, category, state or segment. And I will remove the unwanted cards from here. Here it is. Now we will create a set action. We'll go to the dashboard, action, add action, change set values. Source is the state, data source order. The name of the set is state set. Running the action will assign the values to the set, and clearing the selection will add all values to the set. On select, we want this. Let's take OK and OK. Here it goes. Now see what happens. Let me click on California. Can you see? This is displaying the sales of California. Now here it is, the total sales and the area sales. Okay, here you are getting, this is representing the area sales and this is representing the, sorry, this is the area sales and this is representing the total sales. You select any area, suppose this, you are getting the sales of the selected one and the total as well. Right, so just to give you an example of the story it said, I have taken this scenario. You can take anything you want. Okay, is this clear? Yes, no, maybe? Please respond.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts regarding any of the dashboard action?
No.
Anyone?
Rajiv, one question. Uh, how do we read this bar in bar chart? I didn't understand
How
what
do
the
we bar? The inner bar is representing the total sales and the outer bar is representing the area sales. If you select a particular area over here, supposingly I selected this area, suppose something like this, right? So the whatever the area has been highlighted, the total sale generated by that, it is representing by this. The blue bar, the outer bar is representing, and the inner bar is representing a total sales of US.
so
Getting?
so so the width of the outer bar doesn't convey us anything. It's
No,
just
no, no. We haven't put anything into the size. We have put in the size to differentiate. In the measure names, while creating this visual, if you will see, that is the segment. Here, what we have put into the size, measure name. So thicker bar indicating, you can see over here, the thicker bar is the sales, sorry, area sales, and the thinner bar indicating the sales. This is what the thickness of the two bars is indicating.
okay. Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Uh, alright. So what do you feel? Are the dashboard actions more powerful than worksheet actions?
Yes, they are.
But the same thing. There also it is the same. Here also it is the same. Only the impact is more. It is more impactful over here. Clear? Right. So these were the dashboard actions. Let's proceed further and see what comes next. Right. So we talked about the dashboard action. Here coming the uh, assignment. So let's see what does the assignment says. It says create a dashboard for sample superstore sales summary, which should present year-wise sales for each region, percentage contribution of each region in overall sales, state-wise revenue earned, category-wise sales with region details, and subcategory-wise sales region-wise. Category-wise sales with region details and subcategory-wise sales region-wise. The dashboard should be interactive on the basis of region. Now, the point to be noted over here is that we have not, here I have not specified you to create a particular type of chart as I always used to do in the previous assignment, because now you know different type of visuals and you can create the visuals as per your requirement, as per your understanding. Okay, so in the next, so this, the entire dashboard which you are creating, it will be region interactive. The second dashboard which you need to create, so create an interactive dashboard for sample superstore profit summary, right? The first one is for the sales summary and another one is for the profit summary. Month-wise profit earned in each category, minimum and maximum profit should be displayed. Monthly profit has to be taken care of and minimum and maximum profit should be displayed. Category wise profit and region details. Category wise profit and region details has to be shown. Subcategory wise profit using a waterfall chart. Segment wise profit percentage, you can create anything, bubble chart or a filter, funnel chart, advanced funnel, or pie chart, whatever you feel like. Percentage contribution of each region in overall profit, state wise profit earned word map, just a suggestion, right? So the dashboard should be interactive on the basis of category interactive dashboard needs to be created. All right, proceeding further, the next thing which comes up over here is a story. The next thing is the story. Now, what is a story? A story is a series of worksheets and dashboards. Okay, so in a very simple words, if I wanted to put it, like, you can consider that you have pages. Every worksheet is a page. You can see a A4 size page. All the worksheets, if in your workbook you have 10 worksheets, that means, and say 10 worksheet and 2 dashboards, so I can say that you have 12 A4 size sheets, right? And if you wanted to present it to someone, you cannot give a bundle of the paper. What you will be doing, you will be making a spiral binding of something like that, or putting into a file. Agree? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Same goes with the story. Story, as now as the definition says, story is the series of dashboard and worksheet and dashboards. So let's see how to create a story. So you can see the last icon which you see over here. The first is the worksheet, the second is the dashboard, and the third is the story. You click on the story, and here it is. All the worksheet, dashboard, what all you have in your workbook will be displayed over here. You can take whatever you want in the story. Let me take state over here into the story. Now you can drag and drop, you can double click, whatever you feel like. Let me say double click. Here it is, right? So you see it is appearing in your story, but again you have to scroll to see the entire view over here. So eh, the first thing over here also which we will do is the size. Make the size as automatic. Once again you can see unwanted cards. So here you won't be able to make the changes to it. So you need to go to these respective sheet to remove this. Yep. So I hope now you understand the importance of removing the unwanted cards. Okay, so this is your worksheet which you have added into the story. Now on the top you can see a small box over here, and this box is known as a caption box. Caption box which is used to list something. If you wanted to highlight something, your comments, anything from your side on this chart, you can put it into the this you can put it into the caption box. For an example over here, I will say California has generated the maximum revenue, right? Something like this. Let me now you want to add another sheet. Let me take year. Now you can drag and drop before this, after this. I say after this. Say hmm, I will say growth in all the categories. Next, let me put segment over here. Now you before, between, after, anything. I will say consumer has contributed max the in all the category. Then let us take region. Hmm. So I can say I would like to say east, or I would say west and east. Hmm. Then let's take category. Put it in technology has generated max revenue. Let's put subcategory. You can write something about over here. Phone and chairs are the performers. Then let me take the sales dashboard over here. I would like to say interactive summary. Here it goes. Your story is ready. Yes. Here it goes. So this is your story in which you can add as many pages, as many worksheet, dashboard, whatever you want, you can add it into your story. The first page over here says, uh, so here we are, suppose you are giving the presentation, so you can say that uh, California is the state which has given us the maximum sales. Proceeding towards the year, we can see we are continuously growing in all the categories. Only in 2015, there was a slight dip in technology and office supplies. Proceeding further, consumer has generated the maximum sales in all the categories. The maximum contribution of the sales is coming from the western and the eastern region. Technology has generated the maximum sales, and phones and chairs has given us the maximum revenue, leaving the rest far behind. And here is a interactive summary which shows state wise, category wise, subcategory wise, segment wise, year wise, and the region wise sales. So let's say if I wanted to talk about furniture, and here it is talking about only the furniture, right? So this becomes your story, which is the final product of Tableau. I think on the day one, I told you whatever we will be learning in Tableau, we will be learning to achieve this. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's, yeah. Oops. Hmm. This. Fine. Now one is the story title. Here you can see the title is appearing. If you don't want, you can remove it, or if you want, you can keep the story title and you can give the any more appropriate title like super store summary. Here it goes. Okay, here it is. Then if you wanted to type something over here like some text or something, so you can say by noon batch. Oops. Okay, here it is. Then title size we have already done. We have something known as layout over here. So one is the caption boxes. You can see at the both end you are getting the arrows. If you don't want these arrows, you can remove the arrows. So now you are not getting the arrows over here. Okay, then if you want, instead of this option boxes, if you want the number, you will be getting the number over here. Even if you don't want the numbers, you just want the dots, you can get these type of dots over here. Or if you want only the arrows will be displayed. According to my point of view, caption boxes are the best because you can put your comments into the caption boxes. So this is how we create the story. So anyone wants to say something about a story? Any question, any doubt regarding the story? Nothing. Okay, in that case, we will proceed further. So story, we have already talked about the device designer. Now we are coming to the next thing, which is analytics pane. So let's see what is this. Now, if you see in Tableau from the day one when we have started working, we have already always worked on this, the data tab. But there is one more tab over here with the name analytics, analytics tab. So let's see how can we work in the analytics tab. So this tab, what does analytics tab give? It has given us three sections: summarize, model, and custom. Summarize, model, and custom. So here you will get a quick analysis of your data. So let's create some chart and see how we can utilize. So let me take the sales on the basis of category and subcategory. Let's make it as an entire view. And I will go to the, let me put the label as well, or I remove the label, not required. I will go to the analysis and you will see a constant line. Take a constant line and put it onto the table, and let's say 200,000. Assuming that you have given a target of 200,000 and you want to quickly find out which are the ones who have met the target and which are the ones who have not met the target. So you can see you are getting a constant line over here at the mark of 2,000, 200,000. Right. Have we done something similar initially as well? If anybody remembers that?
Yes, reference lines.
Absolutely correct. Reference line. So this is nothing but a reference line. This is also the reference line. You can simply say it is a shortcut of it. Right? You can get exactly, you can right click over here and say edit reference line, and you will see constant 200,000. So this is same reference line. It is a shortcut of it. Whatever formatting you wanted to do, you want to change the color, you want to put some different label, anything which you want, you can give it over here. Okay. So this is a constant line. I will right click over here and remove reference line. Let me take a average line. So on the basis of table, pane, and cell. So let me say on the basis of table. So you are getting a average line over here. So you can see which are the categories following above and which are the categories following below this. So this is the average line. Now once again I will take the average line. You will see table, pane, and cell. So let me put it on the pane, and now I am getting a reference line for the pane. So I hope you remember the difference between the pane and the table. When we are saying the pane, so that means the average of furniture, the average in the furniture indicates the average of the subcategory sales generated by the furniture subcategories. Okay. Again, I can right click over here and I can say remove all reference line remove. So constant line, average line. Then we have a median, median with quartile. So we can put it as a table. Now, what do you mean by a quartile? Quartile is upper quartile and the lower quartile. So this is the middle value. Upper quartile means from the upper section middle value, and lower quartile means from the lower section middle value. Right? Does this thing make sense to you, or I should give an example how it has been done? Shall I give you an example or is it fine? Please tell.
Please give an example.
Okay, sure. Let me make you understand what is where it has gone. Here it is. Now let me take the subcategory and let me take the sales. I will like to take the value setting, sum of sales. Let me take this. Let's put it over here. And let's sort this. Here it is. Now you see how many subcategories are there? 17 subcategories are there. So what becomes the middle values? 6, 7, 8. This ninth become the middle value, that is the median. So 114880, you will see over here 114880. Now comes the upper quartile, which is the middle value from the top. So there are total 9 values. That means 4 left from top, 4 left from bottom. That is the fifth one should be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be the upper quartile. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this should be the lower quartile, upper quartile, lower quartile. So you can check upper quartile 203413. It is 203413 and 46674. 46674. Median, upper quartile, lower quartile. This is over here. Then let me remove all this. Let me also display the labels over here. Now you have something known as totals. Let me take the total. So you want subtotal or grand total? I need a subtotal. See what are we getting? Now we are getting the subcategory sales of the furniture like bookcase, chair, furnishing, tables, and you are also getting the sum of furniture, so overall sum. Okay, and let me once again take the totals and I will put a grand total. Row grand total. Let me put on this and see over here. Hmm. So you can see we are getting the total over here. But another point to be noted that when we put in the total, because the total is comparatively very high, so the individual bars are becoming very small. So I don't want this. So you can see it is going to 350,000. If I add the totals over here, okay, if I add the subtotal over here, just look at it is going to 800,000. If you notice 350,000, now it is 800,000. So obviously the bars will become smaller. So if I don't want this, hmm, so it is going to 742,000. We don't want this. We want that my access should not go beyond 300 or whatever it is. How much? Beyond 350,000. So I can just click on the pin icon, fix access. Now see, now you take the totals And let me put the totals. Oops, what happened? Control Z. Let me take the total and put a grand total. Here it is. So you are getting the total as well as the grand total over here, and you will see that the bars are still appearing bigger. They are not, they have not become very small now. So as this is the benefit of fixing the axis, and here it can be used. So this is getting the total. So we have seen few things from this summarize. There is one more thing, box plot. So let's see how to create a box plot. Let me take the sales on the basis of the subcategory, and the easiest way to create a box plot is go to the show me button and click on the box plot. Your box plot is ready. Your box plot is ready. And now to understand, this is known as a box and the whisker plot. Why? Because in the center it is known as, this is the box, and the whisker is these T symbols which are appearing in the top and the bottom. These T symbols are known as whiskers. So this is box and the whisker plot. To understand this better, let me bifurcate it on the basis of category, and let's make it as an entire view. Okay. Now see what it is displaying. So basically a box and the whisker plot displays 5 things. Number one, median, upper whisker, lower whisker, upper hinge, lower hinge. What are all these? Hmm.
First quartile, second quartile, third and
Yes.
fourth.
Yes, absolutely. So let's try to understand how it has been calculated. So let's see from here, we can utilize this pivot which we just created, and let me put the, where is the category? Here it is. Okay. Now let's take one example over here. Let us take the case of office supplies. So I will take this values over here. Hmm. Now let's compare this value. Upper whisker, lower whisker. Let's look at this office supplies. Oh, I haven't sorted it first. Let me sort it. Okay. Now let's see office supplies. Upper whisker, lower whisker. So that is 223844, 223844. That is the maximum and the minimum value 3024. Upper, lower. Then comes the median. How many values are there? There are total 9 values. So the fifth one become the median. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 6, 6, 7, 4 becomes the median. You can check it from here. Upper hinge, that is the upper value from the middle value from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is the third one will come the upper hinge. 107,352, 532, sorry, and lower is 1, 2, 3. 16476, 16476. This is how it is appearing. Okay. Then now let's take an example. So here it was very easy because the number of values were odd. But in case of even, let's take furniture. How can we calculate in case of furniture? So let's take an example. This is furniture. Let's put it over here. Let's try to compare. Oh, what happened? Sorry. Yep, here it is. We can compare upper whisker, lower whisker for the furniture. So that is very much clear. Upper maximum and the minimum value. Median will be in this case the sum of the middle two value divided by 2. 160,923. So you can see 160,923. Then upper is sum of upper two values. So it is 267707 and then it is 103,293. Oops, sorry. 103,293. Okay, so this is how you are getting the information in the box and the whisker plot. Right, so this was the box and the whisker plot. Proceeding further, let me take another example. I'm taking the same thing, sales on the basis of category and subcategory. Let me go to the analysis. Now we were talking about the first option over here, that is the summarize. Let's say custom. We have a reference line. Let's put a reference line, table, pane, cell. Again, a shortcut of a reference line, I will say table, and I am getting a pop-up box. Now you can tell what you want. You want the average, computation, whatever you want, you can tell over here. Any formatting you want, etc. Okay, so what is the difference over here in the summarize and in custom? In summarize, it was directly giving you the value, but in custom it is giving you an option to customize that particular line. Okay, so that is a reference line. Then a reference band. If you remember the reference band, band means a range. Band means a range. Let me remove this reference line from here. Let's take a reference band on the table. So here you can specify it has been taken from the minimum to the maximum. I will say from constant 150,000 to constant 200,000. Say okay. So this becomes a reference band. Okay, so I'm not getting too much into detail of it because we have already done this thing in detail when we were talking about the reference line. Here it is just about your It is just about what? A shortcut of it. And what is distribution band? Can anybody tell me if you remember distribution band? Reference band, I told you. What is distribution band? Let me take this. I hope you will remember that. Distribution is distribution on the basis of percentage. It is saying 60 to 100% of average. So you are distributing something. In reference band, you are giving a range x to y. But in distribution, you are distributing a value. Let's take the value x on 60-40 basis. So I will say 80 to 100. Say okay. Clear? So that is the distribution band. Let me clear all this. Sorry. Remove reference line. Okay. Then we have the second, we have done the summarize and the custom. The second one which comes up over here is the model. Now all the things which are there in the model are on the basis of, they are the value which you will be getting, it is based on some model, right? Some statistical model. Like the first one which you see over here is average with 95% CI, and CI stands for confidence interval. Average with 95% confidence interval. So let us take this and let me put it over here on the basis of table. So the line is indicating the average. This is the average sales, and this shaded area gives you the confidence interval. Confidence interval says that in the 95% confidence interval, as it is mentioned over here. So there is a 95% chances that your average will not go below this point, below the point which has been highlighted, and above this. Okay. So if you want, you can right click over here and say edit reference line. And you can set the confidence level. Higher the confidence level, bigger the range. Lower the confidence level, smaller the range. So let me take it as 99.9%, and you will see that the range has been increased. And let us take 50%. The range has been reduced. Okay. Sorry. So that is known as confidence interval. So this is the average with the confidence interval. Similarly, let me right click over here and I will say remove reference line, and I will say median over here. So I'm getting the median with, this is the median with 95% confidence interval. So the median will not go beyond this line. We are 95% sure about it. Okay. Okay. Right. Is this clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now, okay. So now two more things, three more things which you can see in this model, which are few of them. You can see trend and forecast. Trend and forecast has been disabled over here, right? Because it also depend on the which type of visual you have, and depending on the type of the visual, you will be able to do the analytics part. Okay.